It started in the west and rolled eastward, joyous, exuberant, fun. The favored way for fans to show their team spirit at the ballpark. With a leap and a yell, and more often than not, a big smile. From its 80s heyday into the 90s, audience cheering phenomenon known as the Wave, most of Sports America swept away.
We got the wave going on. I got to get into the wave here. Oh, the boys are loving it, yeah.
And there's little doubt that 25 years ago, the Wave was the inspired creation of one special man. The question is, which man?
Yes, the wave! I invented the wave, I guarantee it.
Who started the wave? I would say, well, it was probably me.
There's a lot of slime balls that claim they tried to invent it.
And then the next thing I see is there's this big controversy.
I did it first, and I have it on video.
George Henderson, a professional cheerleader known as Crazy George, says he spent years all over the country honing his crowd-rousing skills.
I love this! Woo! So I take my drum and go, we're gonna need you for this next play. And I say, you better be loud. You don't wanna make me mad.
Well, you gotta believe that's George. That's all I know him by. Crazy George.
On October 15th, 1981, Crazy George was working the Yankees-A's playoff game in Oakland when he decided to unveil a new cheer.
Yeah, I was way over on the third base side. So I started. Went about 5, 6, 7 sections.
This crowd is really reacting. It's unusual to see this, I tell you.
All 3 decks got greater and louder and screaming and up and down. And it gets back to where I said, right on, Marl.
Just saw one of the most amazing sights, Jones. Each section, as they said, go got up all the way from behind home plate, completely around the stadium to the bleacher.
As section after section of A's fans rose to cheer, NBC's baseball broadcaster Joe Garagiola realized something new was happening.
They're just having fun at the old ballpark. They all got into it. And then when he had it going, I mean, it was like he had these people on strings. I'm telling you, he controlled that crowd that day, and it was funny to watch.
And this guy really works it. I mean, such power he has. He just directs section by section, and you see it. It's a marvelous thing.
You know, we'd say, strike one, and then we'd look and see where the wave was.
Down below, they're all going bonkers. He really loves it. Look at him. He's got them all going.
But was that really the Wave? This man says no.
Pointing at a section and having him stand up, that's not the wave.
He is Rob Weller, familiar to millions as the genial co-host of Entertainment Tonight in the late 80s. Back in the 70s, he'd been a bearded yell leader for the University of Washington Huskies. On October 30th, 1981, 15 days after Crazy George's efforts in Oakland, Weller had returned to the sidelines as an alum for the Huskies game against John Elway's Stanford team. He was asked to get the home crowd fired up.
I'll start down here at the end zone and run with me. I'll run, and then you stand up as I'm doing. And then when it gets to the end of the student section, come on back. Not that big of a deal.
2, 3. Yes.
All of a sudden, it started sweeping around Husky Stadium. And it's going, and the place goes nuts.
I have to say, I'm surprised. I did not think they would be this energetic. I'm thrilled.
You didn't steal the wave from Crazy George.
I didn't steal the wave from Crazy George.
You weren't watching the playoff game.
No, I hate baseball.
Either way, after the fall of '81, there was no stopping the Wave. From the World Series, to Wimbledon, to the World Cup, even to Cuba.
El Presidente joins in.
The fans in the grandstands at 18 are doing the wave. This is bizarre.
Llegó la ola al estadio universitario.
I'll tell you what happens. Energy. Once the wave starts, people are revved up.
It probably makes people feel connected. and it gives them some sort of a power in the stands when you really are powerless. So it makes you feel like, you know, I can affect something.
Another capacity house here in San Diego.
The first sign of a backlash came after the 1984 NLCS. When Cubs fans, still smarting from their shocking loss to the wave-loving San Diego Padres, fought back by banning the wave at Wrigley Field. Elsewhere, it rolled on unstoppably for years until the undertow pulled back.
There was a period there through the 80s where it was everywhere. It started up all the time. By the 90s, people were sick of it.
By the late 90s, the wave was all washed up.
Why do you think the wave lost favor with fans?
Well, the novelty wore off, and I think people would say, you know, I did that once already. I already did that. I don't need to do that again.
There's nothing in this for a serious sports fan. In fact, it says by its very nature that you don't give a damn about what's going on out on the field. I mean, just sit down, shut up, and watch the game.
But by now, might the wave have acquired a certain nostalgic glow? To find out, Crazy George returned to Oakland this past fall for the 25th anniversary of the wave's alleged creation. His challenge, to get a wave going one more time.
Are you ready? So now the pressure's really on. I don't like pressure because I've never had to have a wave at a certain moment.
After 5.5 innings of a key game against the Angels, the moment arrived.
Are you ready? Ready? Up!
On this September evening, in the place where he says he started it all, Crazy George got the A's fans to do the wave.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, a beautiful thing. Here it comes. It's done. Oh, yeah, there it goes. There it goes.
It was a moment of triumph and gleeful vindication.
We did it. Thank goodness.
Its dueling originators have taken different paths. While Rob Weller moved from E.T. to running a successful TV production company, Crazy George still bangs his drum in stadiums and arenas across the land and is quick to claim his role in the wave's creation.
When was the first time you heard the name Rob Weller?
Ah, Rob Weller! You said his name! The lion! He's a liar! He's a big liar!
What did he call me?
A liar.
Crazy George called me a liar. He called me a liar. Wow. Are you sure he didn't say I slept in a lair? Are you sure you got that quote right? It's just the wave, Chris. It's just the wave.
Why does it matter so much to you?
It's like the guy that invented the paperclip. You know, when he's walking around, nobody knows him. When he sees somebody slip a little paperclip on a piece of paper, he's happy. And it's just a personal little thing. It's my little claim to fame, like the paperclip.